Good morning, Infinity. What's happening? It's Rev Jeff here, and we're preparing for Yoga Sunday. I hope that you are preparing at home, wherever you are, or if you're on the road and you're in your hotel room or you're at a friend's house. Hopefully you are safe and social distancing, wearing your masks, making sure that everything is good. On this 23rd day in January, this is the first Yoga Sunday of 2022, which is the year of attainment. So we want you to be with us here in the space today. Grab your water, grab your towel, grab your mat. We'll be back in a minute to start Yoga Sunday. Great to have you with us today. Peace and power. Infinity, again, we want to welcome you back into the space today. We want to thank you for taking the time and the effort to pour into your spiritual space today, to pour into your spiritual space, not just the physical space of the Infinity Fellowship, but the physical and spiritual space of you and exactly who you are manifesting yourself to be in this year of attainment 2022. And we want to welcome you today and thank you for loving yourself enough to put yourself in a physical body today and to bring it in alignment with your body and spirit. I ask that you take a deep breath with me in this space right now. Exhale, let it all go. Another deep inhalation here. Exhale and release. continue to breathe like this, just opening up the lungs, opening up the body, preparing your space of amplitude of good, and the attitude of gratitude in the moment today. Not spending a lot of time on random thoughts, not spending a lot of time on personal judgments, but simply focusing that energy wherever you are into the space of breathing. Inhaling and exhaling, continuing to breathe just like this. Go ahead and allow your eyes to close, and in this space of stillness, embrace the peace and the high vibration of aligning yourself in a vibration of love. And just focus on receiving the love energy right now. Focus on feeling the love energy. This love energy emanates from a space of green, this wonderful light of green emanating from your chest, the space of the heart opening up. We exist in this space continually as we are made from love, so we are love. And so we delightfully give thanks for this vibration today, for being in the body today. And as all eyes are closed, we ask that you place your hands in your preferred prayer position. Bow your head and open your heart even further. Tune into the space inside you where the God of your acceptance and understanding lives, to that space of knowing, not just believing, but knowing that you are connected and protected. Inhaling and exhaling still. Feeling this divine love. As we speak to this Creator, to this divine source, as we speak to this Mother and Father God, we begin in gratitude. We give thanks to you, all wise and all knowing and all loving God, for this opportunity to be here for the Infinity Fellowship. We thank you for the opportunity to stand before you, to stand inside you, to stand with you around us, above us, all the way through us. We feel this emanation of love today in this space, and we give thanks. We thank you for the gift of life right now. We thank you for the gift of existence. We thank you for the gift of effort. We thank you for the gift of being a yes today, of showing up in the space today. Thank you for the gift of family. Thank you for the gift of fellowship. Thank you for this divine space. Thank you, oh God, because you have pulled together so many people from around the world who have found a space to call home. And on this wonderful Yoga Sunday, we give thanks to those who have gone before in this fellowship, in this moment. We give thanks for our Queen Mother. We know we are doing the ritual right now of transition. Queen Mother transitioned on Wednesday, January 19th at 3:33 a.m. What a wonderful and awesome time to make her move from this life to life after life. And we know that the entire Affinity Fellowship has been touched by her presence. The entire Carr family, we have been touched and blessed by her presence. And so we speak her name in celebration today, in gratitude and thanksgiving. We speak comfort to the family, to the friends who have known her over her 93 years. We speak to the relatives and the cousins and the many people who have called and emailed and texted. We speak that this wonderful fiber optic network of superpowered Queen Mother love will continue to be what it really truly was for us on this side of life, a divine reflection of you. So we give thanks for her spirit. We give thanks for her energy. We give thanks for for the energies of those we call on today when we pour our libations. We speak that something is said today, something is shared in the message, or something is shared in the movement that will remind someone that you're always there for us. You always will be, and there's never a time when you are absent. For these and other things that we cannot put into words, we simply breathe together, hold that breath in love, and exhale it in gratitude as we say thank you. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. And so it is. Let us prepare for the pouring of libations. Ashe. As we prepare to pour our libations today, we invite you to celebrate with us by typing the name of the ancestors who you want to recognize and remember on the inside of the chat box. Y'all know how we do it here at Infinity. As a spiritual community that is based in ancient wisdom, we acknowledge all of the forces of nature, that divine source, that one creator. We acknowledge the presence of the cosmos and the power of nature. We acknowledge the presence of those who have transitioned into the space of life after life. What an exciting understanding of the world when we know that we have been influenced by those who came before, and we get to stand on those shoulders. Today, we want to pour water in a very special way as we greet you in the name of our known and unknown ancestors. We want to greet you and invite you into this sacred circle. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, let it go. As we are gathered here at the altar at Infinity that represents the fire, the water, the air, and the earth, in all the directions of creation, we pour this water because this water represents the living. We pour it into the earth because the earth is where we end up as a physical body. But we know that there's truly no death. There is only the completion of a circle that represents a cycle. And we are in this cycle together. Those of us who are in the body and those of us who our body could no longer hold. And we are here to celebrate them as we pull them together. The first libation that we pour, 93 years old, my awesome biological mother, Queen Mother Catherine Hayes Carr, Ashe, recognizing her as one of the Queen Mothers of Nashville. Many of you have been touched by her presence. If you haven't been touched by her presence directly, you have been influenced by her presence indirectly, whether it was through her late husband, Haywood H. Carr, Ashe, or whether it was through any of her children, my brother Greg, Dr. Greg Carr, myself here at Infinity, my sister, Gussie Carr Fuller, all of us and her grandchildren remember her and live her example with each walking step of every single day. And we send that energy to her spirit now. To the late, but also great, Dr. Jamie Coleman Williams, Ashe, a legend in education, one of our former teachers, a professor at Tennessee State University who joins her wonderful husband, Dr. McDonald Williams, in the Life After Life, Ashe. Dr. Jamie Coleman Williams is a legend in the AME community, the publishing house, as an author, as a teacher, as an instructor, as someone who was the first person to put so much red on my college papers that I thought that the white was actually the color of the ink and that the paper itself was red. But because of that, I became not only well read, but a much better writer and communicator. So to the thousands of students that she influenced in her life, we recognize and remember you there. To the great Zen Buddhist monk, who many would credit as being responsible for the $5 trillion westernized mindfulness meditation movement that has been popularized with people, but came from the heart of a Buddhist monk who became ordained at 16 years old, expelled from Vietnam for his opposition to the war, but now in a space where his 95 years produced goodness and strength. And that is Thich Nhat Hanh. We pour to you, Ashe. So we pour this water today to the energies of the north, the south, the east, the west, the skies above us, the ground below us, and of course, the space of the center, the space of the heart. We say together, Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. And so it is. As you're typing those names of the ancestors in the box today, know that we remember them. And this energy is catapulting us not only through daily life, but through today's practice as well. Ashe, and so it is. All right, good morning, Infinity. How grateful are we today? Good morning, y'all. We got the mask in the house because Omicron is real, and we are going to make sure that nobody gets this thing. My goodness gracious. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay, I know you do. Listen, it's time for us to generate some gratitude. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, this is the moment that you get to share before you don't get to share, because you're not going to be working your fingers and your thumbs when we're doing Yoga Sunday, because your hands are going to be busy doing yoga. So this is the moment we want you to say something that you're grateful for. So we invite you in this moment to say, good morning, Infinity. Go ahead and use your phone and your devices. If you got us up on the big screen, you can send us the message in the chat box, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. This is also a time for you to like, for you to subscribe, for you to share, for you to let people know, hey, we're on the mat for Yoga Sunday today. So give us who you are, where you're coming in from, and one thing that you're grateful for. And what we're going to do is here in the space, it may not be as loud as it normally is on Sundays, but we are going to sing good morning to you as well. And it's going to be awesome. So y'all know how we do it. We say good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Really hard song, isn't it? All right. So let us prepare and sing it and enjoy. Okay, so what we want to say is good morning to you. Now, Joshua, our normal sound and light operator today, is working, and so he is elsewise occupied. So Rev Jeff is running the tech and everything too. So as these names are popping up and as this gratitude is coming in, just know I'm sending you love. I don't have the buttons to click to put you up on a screen right now, but I guarantee you everybody around the world is looking at your feed. So good morning to all of you. Leanne, good morning to Angie, all of you who are coming through in the stream. We want to say good morning to you, and we want to say thank you for coming into the space today, for being a part of the Infinity Fellowship. And we are here to be a part of your life as well. So we want to welcome you into the space today. Yes, snap, 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 snap. Perfect time because it is time for the statement of infinitude. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And here at Infinity, if you're brand new, we don't tell you what to call or how to define the God of your personal acceptance and understanding. That is an intensely personal experience, but we're here to support you maximizing that energy and that experience. Whatever you call that source energy, whether you call that energy God, whether you call it Mother God, Father God, whether you call it divine God, Goddess, whether you call it divine source, you hear us say that, whether you call it the universe, you'll hear that as well. We know one thing is for sure. That energy was showing off when you were made in the image and likeness of it. So isn't that great to be walking around as the greatest product of that divine source? But what we do here is we have core agreements. We call that infinitude. Infinitude is defined in the dictionary as the state or quality of being infinite and having no limit. And here at Infinity, we have no limits, and you have no limits as well. We have a unique mix of faith backgrounds at Infinity, and we all share one thing in common. And for us, infinitude is defined in a special way as infinity with an attitude. Yes, and that attitude is gratitude, and that snap that you heard is absolutely real. It is a spiritual practice that gives us life and meaning. Snap is available on our website at myif.org. Also, the schedule of our Sundays for those of you who are new to Infinity today and you tuned in and said, wait a minute, somebody told me about this awesome interspiritual interfaith church, and I turned into some people doing yoga. What's up with that? Every fourth Sunday is Yoga Sunday. Our first and second Sundays are our regular service. Our third Sunday is If Speaks, where you get to talk back and ask questions, and you have squarely landed in the core of consciousness, the apex of authenticity, where SNAP is a spiritual practice. It is an acronym, and the S is for spirituality that transcends religion and connects you to the God of your own understanding. The N is for nurturing, nurturing of ourselves and others, mind, body, and spirit. The A is for action, because we take action on our dreams and we walk in our divine purpose every day. Finally, if you do all of these, you will see, I guarantee you will see proof. That's what the P is for. Proof that our spiritual practices manifest fruit in our lives through the building and maintaining of healthy and prosperous families, relationships, careers, and dreams. We're so grateful that you're here as a unique manifestation of our living, loving Creator, the spirit of our commonality, the divine source of all creation, perceived by many names and yet known by one energy. So if you like to rise at home, or if you just like to open your hands and remember, or if you just like to speak aloud our core agreements with us, we invite you to do so at this time. We agree that we are beings of pure, eternal spirit, birthed from the creative potential of the universe, with all the powers of the Creator inherent within us. We embrace the innate goodness of humankind and an abundant creation that provides for us through the seeds that we plant in our everyday lives. We acknowledge that who we are is housed in a temporary biological organism, and as such, it is our responsibility to take care of it because it will only last for a precious window of time. As we nurture ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, we commit to provide like acts of nurturing for our fellow brothers and sisters of the world we live in, embracing all regardless of religious faith, skin color, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic background. All are truly welcome at Infinity. We agree and accept that various religions exist as a unique opportunity for humanity to get to know one another through meaningful conversations that seek to explore the core concepts we share in common. It is the application of ancient wisdom, scientific discovery, and spiritual practices, both physical and metaphysical, that will lead us closer together as a human family. We commit to exist now and ever as a beloved community. And so it is. We speak together the many words of affirmation from ancient times to modern. Amen. 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 Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. And so it is. Today we welcome you into the space today. We especially welcome our first-time visitors. If you're a first-timer, please type in the chat box that you're a first-timer. And guess what? You could be an old-timer at Infinity, and this might be your first time doing Yoga Sunday. It's the first Yoga Sunday of 2022, the year of attainment. And many of you said, I'm going to attain a better physical body this year. And part of that is yoga. Isn't that going to be awesome? And we want to make sure that we send you into the space of welcome. This may be the first time you're visiting Infinity, but we like to let you know at this point that we know exactly who you are. We see you for who you truly are. You're not just a human being who showed up today to have a spiritual experience, but it's the other way around. You are a spirit navigating the human experience like the rest of us. So, if you're with a group of people in your safety of your home or wherever you are, go ahead and raise your hands toward the screen so we can send you this information. You can receive it, you can say it back, but we want you to feel it with all the energy that we give to you in Infinity. Deep inhale, exhale, repeat after me. I see you, but you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You are a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You are a gift to me and to the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me. Well, I can let you know, if nobody else does, that you are not alone. I'm with you, and you are at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, baby. You're so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? I know the real you. And I see you shining today. I feel you shining today. So welcome to Infinity. Welcome home. Ashe oh. I'm hitting my music so we get a little groove on. Hey, there it is. There it is. We are getting ready to dance it up, getting ready to rock it out. Come on. Just move a little, shake it loose. Get ready for the energy of Yoga Sunday. So yes, normally on first or second Sunday, I'm gonna be dancing it out until I lose my mind and trying to rap. But we're gonna still take that energy into the space of giving today. We're going to absorb today's meditation, then we're going to move through our yoga practice. Before we do so, we want to give you the opportunity to participate in giving, because that's what we do at Infinity. Infinity is a space where we pour in to the space that provides us with our spiritual food. And just like when you get to that place where you receive physical food and you pour back to the people, places, and things that provide that for you, this is a spiritual food, and we pour back in through our tithes, our giving of our 10% of our income, and or our offering. And our offering is what you are moved to give in this moment. We have several ways for you to give today to Infinity. And giving back to Infinity Fellowship is easy. You can give via Cash App, $Infinity Fellowship. You can give via PayPal, paypal.me/Infinity Fellowship. You can also give internationally through PayPal at infinitynashville@gmail.com. And of course, we also have mail. 641 West Nocturne Drive, Nashville, Tennessee, 37207. We're going to put those slides up in a minute so that you can see where we're giving. First thing we want to do is do two things. We want to say an offertory affirmation, because it's important to not just put something into the world. It's important to put intention on it. And we know that money is simply energy. You vote with it. If you walk into a person's house and they have a collection of jade elephants, then you know that jade elephants are important to that person. And so their money goes toward purchasing jade elements. Same thing with books, same things with clothes that we wear. What about our spirituality though? Do we pour back into that space? Of course we do at Infinity. That's why we say everything is good. So we invite you today to say our offertory affirmation with us, and we're going to put it up on the screen so that we can say it all together. Ashe. O limitless, abundant Creator, source of everything I possess, you have given me the gifts of life, breath, and creativity. You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference. And so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken. And so it is. Take a deep breath on that. Ah, yes. Repeat after me. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. I got it. I got it. I got it good. Let us give at this time. That's the song you hear. We sing it together. Everything is good. Let's do it as we give and put our ways of giving up on the screen. I've got it good. All right, y'all sound good. I appreciate that. I got the people, the folks holding up the background. Sister Alicia, Sister Kanitha in the back there, just rocking, ready to roll. How awesome is it to be in a space where we can practice? So listen, take a deep breath now. We'll put the slide up later for those of you who like to give after you do your yoga. We want to make sure that we're mindful of that. Here's what we'll do. We'll absorb today's meditation together. We'll breathe into it, listen to the words. And then from there, we will do the practice, physical practice. And from there, we'll call it a day. We're not going to have a long practice today. We're going to have a powerful practice today, and it's going to be restorative. So don't worry if it's your first time in yoga. We're going to make sure that we give you an understanding of what yoga is and what it's not. It's not about pain, though. I'm going to tell you right now. If you feel like my body is screaming in pain every time I get in that position, then don't get in that position. Ease up off it a little bit, okay? If you are an advanced yogi, you know, take it to the max. Do your thing. Get your workout in, get your motivation in, get your movement in, and let's absorb it all together. So for now, let's go to today's meditation. Today's meditation is from Thich Nhat Hanh, the Zen Buddhist master who we poured libations with and for today. And it's a wonderful meditation on miracles. Thich Nhat Hanh says, people usually consider walking on water or in thin air a miracle. But I think the real miracle is not to walk either on water or in thin air, but to walk on earth. Every day we are engaged in a miracle which we don't even recognize. Excuse me, I had to. A blue sky, white clouds, green leaves, the black curious eyes of a child, our own two eyes. All is a miracle. Focus on that and take a couple of deep breaths on that one right now. Okay, so as we come back into the space today, as we are here and we are recognizing that it's time to start, isn't it a miracle to be here? Take a deep breath and exhale and say, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. You are a walking miracle, y'all. So go to your yoga mat, roll it out, get ready. We're about to start our practice today. We're going to make sure that we are where we need to be and doing what we need to do. So let's roll it out and prepare ourselves today to receive something awesome. Listen, yoga's not about pain. We'll give modification as we go along, and we want everybody to be a part. So grab your kids and everybody. Tell them get in front of the TV. Let's do Yoga Sunday. Okay, take a deep breath in. Pause it at the top gently. Exhale and let it all go. Good. Take another deep breath in. Hold in that light in your belly. Exhale and let it all go. Good. Place your hands at heart center in the prayer position. Close your eyes. Set your meditation, your intention for this moment today. Maybe to just receive whatever energy comes. It may be to increase your practice. I don't know what your intention is. I know what mine is, and I want you to focus on yours. So inhaling, seeing that intention clearly. Exhaling, let it all go. All right, bring your eyes open. Bring your hands down to your sides. Good. Now, come to all fours on the mat. And let's just begin to square ourselves up. So in the middle of your mat, wherever you are, or if you're on a towel or the floor, that works as well too. But wherever you are, go ahead and start to square your body up. I want you to make sure that you put your shoulders directly over your wrists. So don't place your hands forward of your body, place it square. Look at your hips. Place your hands, place your hands on your hips. When we dip, you dip, I dip. Don't worry about that. Don't try that, somebody's gonna break their chin. Rev Jeff told me to place my hands on my hips when I was on all fours. And I tried to dip and mess me up, man. No, don't do that to Rev. Don't do that to Rev. We got you in a safe space today. So in the safe space, check your hips, look at your hips, feel your hips, move them from side to side and lift up your knees, then place them on the mat so that they are directly under your hips. Awesome. Now your body is square. Your back is not arched. It's not bent in. You're lifting your navel up and towards your spine so that you can bring your abs into play here. You can bring your core strength into play here because we're also going to strengthen this core by lifting that navel up and then back toward the spine. And we're going to continue that practice even as we deeply inhale. Take a look, raise your crown of your head, look just about 6 inches ahead of your mat and fix your gaze there. Good. Now take a big inhale. Lift the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Good. Drop your navel toward the floor. Now exhale, drop your head toward the mat, round your back up like the cat does when it sees you and you want to fight it. Well, actually, you don't want to fight it. It wants to fight you if you back it in the corner. That's the cat position. The other position is the cow position. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, let it all go. Really contract. Really contract. Good. Now take an inhale and drop, lift your head toward the ceiling, drop that belly down. Good. Exhale, blow it all out and round the back. Inhale, opposite direction. Drop that navel down. Really arc that back of that body. Drop those shoulders back, reach and lift that head up. Good. Exhale, opposite direction. Continue to do this, 3 rounds of breath. Counting the breath of it as an inhale and an exhale, 3 rounds. Cat-cow at your own pace. So, inhaling. And pausing when you've reached the contracted position and then exhaling. Cat-cow, back and forth. Activating your body. Activating your lower spine, bringing your lumbar into play at the back of your spine, getting it good. Awesome, looking great. On the final revolution, when you completed that final breath, come back to tabletop, which is a fancy way of saying all fours. Good, take a deep breath now. Lift your toes off the mat. Bring your big toes together, point them toward the back of the room. Move your knees toward the outer edges of the mat. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, sit back on your heels. And reach forward with the palms of your hands. This is child's pose. At any point during the practice, again, we won't be super difficult. We're going for restorative practices today. So we're just getting you ready at the first month of the year, the first Yoga Sunday of 2022. We're getting your body ready for everything that you're facing this week, all the stress that you got. Trust me, I got it too. So this is why when we go through this practice and we go through, you can replay this all week if you need to help you get where you need to. Breathe a little deeper, drop it a little deeper. Sit a little further back, reach forward a little more. If you need to rest as a modification, you can always place a pillow on your chest. You can also place a block on your chest. You can rest your head on a block. These are the modifications that you can make. If you have a hard time sitting back on your heels, roll up a towel and place the towel on the top of your heels and tell me how that feels in the chat box after the practice, because you shouldn't be near your phone right now. Some people, I see anybody in the chat box, I'm like, y'all aren't doing yoga. Put that phone down. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Now let's really focus on the breath, because the principles of yoga are going to stay the same, y'all. We want to lift that navel up and in toward the spine. Remember that? Breathe into your lungs, deep into your stomach. Exhale and release the tension in your body. Release the tension in your face. Some people are, that face going, they got those eyes crinkled together and that nose wrinkled up in child's pose. No, 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 no. Let it go. Good. Now focus the breath and see if you can breathe into the space underneath your armpits and your rib cage. Good. Now you are expanding your entire torso. You're opening yourself up to the divine breath of divinity itself, and it's beautiful. Good. We'll have some time to rest like this in a little bit, but for right now, we want to get this body warm. So take a deep inhale in, press those palms into the mat, lift those feet up, curl those toes or tuck those toes, move them toward the outer edges of the mat, and now press yourself back into downward facing dog. Straighten your arms and straighten your legs. Downward facing dog. Had to be careful with the mic today because I didn't have my headset on. Oh yeah, that feels good. Deep breath into downward facing dog. Rotate your biceps if you need to. Rotate your biceps outward. That means keep your hands planted, but your biceps, which are your big muscle arms, the space between your shoulders and your elbows, just rotate that out. And when you rotate them outward, you're gonna find that it's gonna release the space in your shoulders and it's gonna give you more core stability. Lift your kneecaps up towards your hips. Good, that's gonna straighten your legs. Come up on your tippy toes. Good, now bend your knees. Arch your butt up toward the ceiling. Now straighten your legs again. And if you can, lower yourself back down on your heels. If you can't, that's fine. Again, you can rest in child's pose if you need to. We're gonna take 3 more deep breaths here though. So we're gonna be a yes today and we'll get them done. Inhaling. And exhaling. You can rest in child's pose, you can rest on all fours. Whatever it takes for you to get through these next 3 breaths. If you're in the modified position, we've got 1 more good breath and then bring it back up into downward facing dog. Big breath here. Exhale, blow it all out. Look between your hands. Step, float, or jump forward. And just hang there in ragdoll. Let yourself move from side to side and sway a little bit. Go ahead and wake that body up. Feel it in those hamstrings behind your thighs. Go ahead and embrace that space. Good. Lift up an alternating heel. Feel a little stretch there. See what your body's saying. Your body might be saying, ooh, that feels good. That body might be saying, hey man, hold it now, hold it now, hold it now. Notate that and listen to your body. You listen to your body will listen to you. Symbiotic relationship. Find the space of stillness in the forward fold position. If you need to, you can place your hands on a book or you can bend your knees. Do what works for you. You can even stand on a block or a pillow or a bolster if you need to. Good. Find the place of stillness. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop it a little bit deeper. Yeah. I heard some little lower spines giving that little pop, 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 pop sound all the way through the internet. How about that? How about that? Good. Inhale, come up halfway lift. Hands on the floor, the ankles, the shins, or the knees, or the thighs, wherever you need to be. Looking forward of the mat. Big inhale. Exhale back to a forward fold. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Hands toward the ceiling, extended mountain pose, hands at prayer. Stretching a little back bend there. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Remembering that intention that you had, remembering that space that you've got, remembering that peace that you are operating from. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to do 3 ohms. Ohms that's the ultimate original sound of the universe as it emanates. So we're going to say that together. So 3 ohms. Ready? Inhale. Big inhale and exhale here. And on the exhale, release the hands toward the floor. We're going to spend a little bit of time in this position. It's called Tadasana, mountain pose. But you get a lot of benefit out of mountain pose because it reminds you to stay upright. To stay upright on the square, we used to say. How about that? A little esotericism and symbol thrown in there. So lift up your toes, but drive the front 2 corners of your feet, the inside and outside, the ball and the edge of your feet, drive them into the mat. Then imagine driving the outside and the inside of your heels into the mat. Drive your feet into the mat without your toes. Good. Imagine that the roots are going through the floor into the ground. This is a rooting pose. As your toes are still lifted up toward the ceiling, spread them out if you can. Then stretch them and then lay them down into the mat. Dig them in. See yourself as a tree being rooted. It's going to be one of the next poses. Now from this rooted position, turn the inside of your thighs inward. Turn your shins inward. Hug everything from the skin to the muscle to the bone, as Baptiste would say. Hug everything inward. You're going to feel that when you hug inward with the bottom part of your body, you're going to feel as if your heels are going to come off the floor if you're not rooted. But because you're rooted, your heels are not going to come up because you told your body not to. So now your heels and your toes, everything is dug in, but you're still turning in. And what that's doing is it's creating that divine tension and it's activating your entire lower body. Now that your entire lower body has been activated, let's add to it. Take a deep breath and lift that navel up and then in, back towards your spine. Good. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Feel a little tension there. Good. Now roll them toward the back of the room. Oh yeah. Now drop them down toward the floor. Release any tension on the flesh on the back side of your shoulder blades. That skin on the back side of your shoulder blades, it should be descending toward the floor. And as you do so, you release those fingertips toward the floor. And you feel now that your back is elongated because you're being suspended by a thread. Nice. Breathe now openly into your open chest. And embrace the stillness of Tadasana. No matter what pose we go in today, I want you to feel the rootedness in this pose. Sit in this pose for a few breaths. For those of you who are new to yoga, if you just did Tadasana a few times a day, you're not only going to see the benefits in the core, but you're going to see the benefits in your posture. Younger folks, when you're doing this, we're in front of computers all the time and we're arched over. And when we're arched over all the time, our spine begins to move in that template. So as we get older, it not only keeps us from getting taller, but it gives us back problems because we're hunched over. Simply remembering to practice Tadasana puts ourselves in a great posture position. You can walk with your head held high. Now focus on the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. 3 good rounds. Deep breaths with a gentle pause at the top. 3 good rounds. Now check in with your body. Are your feet still driving into the floor? Yes. Are your thighs, your skin, your muscle, your bone, is everything hugging inward? Yes. Is your navel lifted and in toward your spine? Yeah, it should be. Yes. You see, mindfulness is about activating things all the time and staying on top of it with your consciousness. So we want to add in yoga. When we're doing yoga, we have a basic pose, but we're adding on to it, but we're not compromising that which was laid before. It's kind of like spirituality. We teach what was, but then we add on to what was not there, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to add value. So add value to your poses. Get the foundation strong, and let's add to it from there. Message. Good, deep inhale. And exhale. Good for the tree pose. We're going to sit some time in tree. So tree pose, we're going to shift our energy to our left leg and root it. And then we're going to lift our right leg, lift our right foot. Find your placement for this pose. For those of you who know tree and you know the tree pose is about creating a 90-degree angle with your feet, with your knees, with your hips. So what I want everyone to do is keep that left foot, as you've shifted the weight to that left foot, keep it at 12 o'clock, directly straight ahead of you. Not pigeon-toed, not slew-footed, but straight ahead of you. Good. Now you take that right foot, and I want you to turn that right foot toward the opposite wall, or make it a 90-degree angle. When you look down, you should see a square right on the inside of your ankle with your heel. Great. Body still facing forward. Hips still square with the front of the room. Good. Now to fully realize the position, you can lift your foot up to the ball of your foot. You can place the ankle on the space just above your inner left ankle. Place your heel there. You can also lift it up so that your entire foot is on your shin. You can place your foot on the inner part of your groin. And you notice what happens when you set that foot in the direction? Your knee was facing outward at a 90-degree angle. Others of you can go into your lotus position here. You can go into your half lotus position. Alicia's like, I got lotus. You all right? You gotta hold my foot. Somebody hold my mule. Find something that is not moving and look at it in the room. Then go into the tree position and hold. If you're finding it's like, well, with my left foot, I said shift the weight, but notice, Tadasana, you're still digging into the earth with that foot. You're giving the stability by engaging that. Lift up that kneecap on that left leg to engage the thigh on the left leg. Now you're seeing the root. That's why they call it tree. You're a one-legged tree. You can find a position of prayer. You can find a position of open hands here, whatever you'd like. Find it for a few breaths. And if you fall out, guess what they call that? Yoga. Fall out, get back into it. That's part of the fun. You can spread the branches if you like. Move it to one side. So even I do it. Move it to the other. All with the breath. Back to the center, hands at heart center, and then release. Good. Now, let's do it to the other side. Why? Because yoga is all about the balance, baby. It's all about the balancing, baby. So it sounds like a song. I need to write that song. All right, let's shift the weight to the right foot. Good. Now, same thing. Turn that left foot out at a 90-degree angle. Find your stability point. Good. Now find the position that you're going to take for your tree. And go ahead and bring that foot into position or that leg into position. Awesome. Now let's place those hands at heart center. inhaling and exhaling, making sure that we don't put tension in the shoulders. We're relaxed. We're still in half Tadasana. Still got that body engaged. Got the same thing happening with the right leg. Toes driving into the floor. Watching an object that's not moving so that you can be still. Engaging by lifting up that kneecap towards your hip flexor, and then engaging the quad, giving that strength, and then pressing that left foot into your thigh or into your shin. Wherever you are, pressing it in, pressing those hands together. Good. Dropping those hands or going to the branch open position as the tree often does, or as the lotus flower does in the morning to meet the rising sun. Turning that energy one way or the other. Coming back to the centered space. Big inhale and exhale, come to heart center. Take another big inhale here. And an exhale to release. Come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing there and feeling the energy. Awesome. As we're feeling that energy now, release any tension you have in the body and step to the front of your mat. We'll warm up with a few more salutations toward the sun. You know the poses, we've done them before. If not, follow along and we'll modify. Inhale, reach toward the sky, extended mountain pose. Exhale, take a forward fold. Folding from the lower back first. All the way to the floor, bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it to a low plank or a high plank, which is the push-up position. Good. Lower yourself toward the floor, come a couple of inches forward, drop your legs toward the floor, point your toes toward the back of the room, resting on the top of your feet, and press up into upward facing dog. Make sure that your toes are not pointing in or out, that they are in alignment with your legs. Deep breath in as you're lifting the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your toes, press back into downward facing dog. Good, let's take 3 breaths here. Last big breath in. Blow it all out, step, jump, or float forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 good deep breaths here. Looking great, feeling great. Feeling the energy. Last breath, big inhale, big exhale, blow it all out, step, jump, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's move it a little bit. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low plank. Chaturanga, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Bend your knees. Step, jump, or float forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Last time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, press to downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Feel free if you need to lower it to your knees or to child's pose. Take a breather, but just keep on breathing. Awesome. Last deep breath in. Exhale, blow it all out. Step just your right foot forward. And just hold it there for a second. We're gonna get in a warrior position and we're just gonna hold it for a second. So I want you to look down at your right leg and check to make sure that your right knee is directly over your ankle and that your foot is facing directly true north, 12 o'clock, straight ahead. Check your back foot. Make sure that your leg's extended, it's straight, that you are engaging that quad, that thigh by lifting up and contracting, and that you're pressing down into the mat with that back foot. Your foot is not turned at a 90-degree angle, or is it facing forward? It's splitting the difference, about 45 degrees. That's where you find your core stability. Hips, feet shoulder distance apart. Still squaring on the hips. Pressing in that blade side, the outside of your foot, pressing it into the mat on that back foot. And all four corners on the front foot pressed in. Good, hands on your hips there. Feeling that energy, roll your shoulders back and down. Now raise your hands toward the ceiling and look up. If you feel that angle and you feel you can go a little deeper, just cheat that foot forward or back and just drop into that space of Warrior One. It's an awesome space to be in. Let's just sit there for a few breaths. You're doing great, y'all, especially you first timers. Glad to have you with us today. Glad you tuned in. Glad you're tuned into your body right now. You're being a yes, and we're right where we're supposed to be. Last deep breath in, send your thumbs toward the back of the room. Exhale, bring it to a low plank. Chaturanga, Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. For those of you who are new, that's what the sequence is called, Chaturanga or Vinyasa. It's the flow. Big inhale here. Exhale, now step your left foot forward. Bring your hands to your hips, make those same adjustments. Take your time in that moment, make those adjustments to your body. You remember what they are, right? Knee on top of your ankle. Left foot pressing into the mat, that outside bladed side, as you're lifting the arch on that right foot now. Yes. Some of you might say it's a little more difficult on this side, or it might be easier on this side. That's because our bodies carry their own imperfection in balance. It's natural. Sometimes we carry a book bag on one side, or we carry a purse on one side, or we carry a wallet on one side, and it makes it so that one side of our body may be considered a weak side, depending on the pose. And that's all natural. So give yourself a break. It's all good. Settle deeper into the pose, deeper into the lunge. Some of you can get a 90-degree angle out of this thigh. That's awesome. Big inhale, reaching up, and then sitting in Warrior One on the left side for a good deep breath or two. Find the stillness, and for those of you who are joining us this year in Yoga Sunday, I believe it was Iyengar who said the pose begins the moment you want to get out of it. So some of you have had plenty of yoga today because the yoga pose begins the minute you want to get out of it. That's why the mind is important. We're putting it with the body and the spirit. Big inhale, send those thumbs toward the back of the room. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to flow with it. Big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Step your right foot forward. Warrior One, right side. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath here. Exhale, blow it all out. Step your left foot forward. Inhale up, Warrior One on the left side. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath here. Exhale, blow it all out. Step just your right foot forward. Inhale up, warrior one. Sorry if I had the mic rub, it hit me when I was doing that. I was trying to do the flow that I don't have my headset on. So all you would have heard is if I went through the flow. We don't want you to hear that, good. So we inhale in warrior one. We're gonna take a big inhale. Exhale, drop that front hand, that right hand toward the front of the room. Line it up with your knee. Stretch that left hand toward the back of the room. Feel as if you're being pulled forward on the right hand and pulled backward on the left to open the chest. Relax your shoulders down. Look out over your middle finger. Warrior two. Good, and feeling the balance. It's in there. Beautiful. You can shorten your stance if you need to. You can widen your stance if you need to. Awesome as we're in here. Turn your palm up on your front hand. Big inhale. Exhale. Drop that left hand back. Down along that back left leg. Reach up toward the sky, reverse warrior. Deep inhale here. Exhale, drop that hand back toward the even space of balance. Good, now listen very carefully. I want you to straighten that front leg. Keeping your arms even, reach forward and then tip it over into triangle pose. Good, and as you get to that space where you can hit triangle pose, you might borrow a block. And that block allows you to reach the inner part of your leg to find the triangle pose. You can also rest on your kneecap or your shin. Do your best to open the chin, and open the chest rather, by dropping your left shoulder toward the back of the room, stacking your left shoulder on top of your right shoulder. You may place your hands at your waist or behind your back. Sister Kanitha does, because it helps you open your chest. You can add the arm if you'd like. Good, take a deep breath here. Exhale, turn toward the front. It's a front facing forward fold. Take a deep breath in here. Good. Now turn your body toward the left side of the mat. Spread your legs more. Put your feet parallel to the edge of the mat. Come a little bit of the way up. And inhale and then exhale, drop it into a forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold there, y'all. You can place your hand on the block. Some of you can drop to the floor. Some of you can go down to your wrists or your elbows, your forearms, whatever's comfortable for you. You may need to bend your knees. You may need to widen your stance. You may need to shorten your stance. Go ahead and experiment. Find the space that you can rest in, and then rest in this space for the next several breaths. We're going to restore in this inverted position the energy of circulation in your body. Awesome. We are feeling this energy. Take a deep inhale, exhale, drop it just a little bit deeper if you can. Inhale to come up. Bring yourself all the way up, placing the hands back on the hips. Let's add a little vinyasa for fun. Turn that right foot back toward the front of the room. Back foot, adjust to a 45-degree angle, raise your hands toward the ceiling. Exhale, take it to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, let's go to the left side. Step that left foot forward. Warrior one on the left side. Big inhale up. Exhale, drop it to warrior two. Nice. Everybody's looking good and feeling good. Looking out over that middle finger. Palm up on that front hand, on that left hand. Inhale up into reverse warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reach forward and tip it over as you can into triangle pose. Find your block, find your book. You can do this with a book too, works. Let me turn to side. Or in this side. Good, find that pose and embrace the stillness. Good. Careful, don't try to overextend the arm. Think in terms of that right shoulder. Think in terms of stacking it on top of the left shoulder. Good. Moving it toward the back of the room. Good, exhale, bring those hands down. Turn toward the front of the mat. And release, turn to the side of the mat to the right side. Go back to that Namaste wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, take a little halfway lift, and then take it down to your position of rest. Oh yeah, feels a lot better second time around, right? That's why it's called yoga practice. Find the comfortable position where you'll be still. I challenge you to challenge yourself a little bit. Moments like these are when you tell yourself you're going to be a yes. Be the yes right now. Looking good, looking good. Take a deep breath. Take a little bit of a deeper position with that. Feel the stretch a little more. Good. Inhale, lift to come up out of the pose. Turn back toward the front of the room. Inhale, raise the arms toward the front, and then take it down to the floor, to the plank position. Come to upward facing dog. And take a few deep breaths in upward facing dog. We're gonna loosen that lumbar spine. Go ahead and feel that energy go through your body as you fill your lungs with the energy that's in the air. You may press up, lift the crown of your head toward the ceiling. You can also rest your forearms on the mat in the Sphinx position or Cobra position. Sister Kanita is demonstrating for us. Each has the benefit. Big inhale. Exhale, release to the floor. All right, pull yourself up to all fours. Good. Now move your legs through or swing them around to come to a seated position. Isn't it awesome? We're almost done. From the seated position, lie all the way back. Grab your block, grab your pillow, grab your bolster, grab that roll on the back, on the side of your couch, grab that couch pillow, whatever it may be. And I want you to have it close by. We're going to do a few moments of supported bridge. So bend your knees, bring your heels towards your buttocks. Those of you know bridge, we can go into it. Those who do not, I'm going to talk you through it, and you can watch as we go through it, and then you'll be in a space to participate. Big inhale, you're going to keep your neck stabilized. You're going to keep your eyes, your gaze fixed toward the ceiling. You're not going to move your head from side to side on this pose because you will hurt yourself. And again, you're not going to say, Rev didn't tell me. I'm telling you right now. Follow good instructions. Good. Place your hands either flat on the floor, your palms onto the mat, or you can place them towards your ankles. You can place them around your ankles if you have that kind of flexibility. On an inhale, we want you to lift up your hips toward the ceiling. Lift that navel toward the ceiling. Good. Contract those glutes, contract those quads. Lift up as if I put a hook in your navel and I'm lifting you toward the ceiling. We're engaging that. And then find a place. This is the bridge position. We're going to be here for a while, so for supported bridge, you grab your block or your pillow and place it right there in that space, that beautiful space between your tailbone and your lumbar spine. So when you ease onto it, it should not hurt. Find the sweet spot where it feels good. Once you have, find that bridge position and hold it. And breathe. Keeping the chin slightly tucked, not moving the head from side to side. Enjoying the benefits of the bridge pose. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Practicing the same concept in the breathing. A deep inhale, a gentle pause, and then an exhale that releases any tension, any lingering energy, letting it go. Giving yourself the opportunity to just feel and be. Beautiful job in the stillness. On the next inhale, lift your hips, lift your navel up toward the ceiling. Pull or remove the block or the pillow or the bolster. Then lower yourself to the floor. Extend your legs. Great. We're just going to do a supine twist here to make sure that we help you cleanse your digestion for the first of the year, because guess what? We all eat crazily over the holiday season, and this is Yoga Sunday, so we're going to get that straight. So bend your left leg, your left knee. There you go. And bring your left heel towards your buttocks. Good. Now, take your right hand and put it on the outside of your left knee. Bring your knee to your chest. There you go. Now we've got that. So I want you to drop the inside of your left knee toward the right side of your body, crossing your leg. Extend your left hand and your arm to the opposite side of your body. Then turn gently with your eyesight, with your gaze, and look out if you can over to your left palm, which you put your palm out and face it toward the ceiling. That's good. Nice supine twist. Looking great. Breathe into it. Do not compromise your right leg. Still extending that leg. That leg is straight. Good. Taking some deep breaths in there. Exhale, release. Opposite side. Extend both legs. This time bring that right knee towards your chest. Reach and grab it with that left palm on the outside. Drop that inside of that right knee toward the left side. Extend that right hand toward the opposite side of the room. Lift the palm. Fix your gaze toward that palm and drop that knee across your body. Straighten that left leg. There we go. Awesome. A few more deep breaths in this pose here. Inhale. Exhale to come out of the pose. Extend both legs as usual. Great. Bring your hands to your sides. Now, bend both knees. Bring your heels towards your buttocks. Bring your feet together. Drop the knees toward the outer edges of the mat. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly so that you can feel the inhale and exhale. This is recline butterfly pose in Sanskrit Supta Baddha Konasana. Y'all know I love that. So breathe in, and when you breathe in, I want you to be mindful now that your diaphragm, that place where your hand is on your belly over your navel, it's a balloon. So when you breathe in, move that hand, make it rise. When you exhale, let it go flat. Let's continue to breathe like this on your own. Supta Baddha Konasana is a very restorative position. So we want to invite you to take those few deep breaths because you're going to love it. Our next pose that we're going into is actually Shavasana. So I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath. And on an exhale, extend your legs toward the front of the room. Let your toes fall outward. Bring your arms to your sides, palms facing up. And just relax because you've reached the end of the practice today and the end of the movement. And you've done an absolutely awesome job. So as you're breathing in now, I'm going to smudge people. I'm going to light some sage, some incense into the air for them and ring the bell. I'll do the same for you virtually. And we'll speak an affirmation. In this moment, congratulate yourself for making it through. You're doing an awesome job, no matter who you are. Pro athlete to beginning chess player, wherever you are, you're doing just fine. Thank yourself and give thanks to the Most High. While in Shavasana here, we absorb the meditation. My body is a divine temple that houses the spirit of the universe of totality within me. It is a gift from God. All is a miracle to me. My limbs, my arms, my legs, muscle and tendons, all working together. From this place of gratitude, begin to ease yourself back into the body by wiggling your toes and your fingertips, feeling your skin against the floor or the mat. And just go ahead and roll on one side and sit in the fetal position for just a minute there as you restore yourself and prepare yourself for the days that are coming ahead and the lessons that they hold. Awesome. With this space and plane of consciousness, we invite you to sit up now in the seated position that we began in. And I want to congratulate you all for making it through the practice. Place your hands back at heart center. Deep breath here and release. Loving on yourself for making it here. And I give thanks for you, recognizing the divinity in you, even as I recognize it in me. In the Sanskrit language, that communique is called namaste. Namaste to each and every one of you, everybody, especially my in-house folks. Thank y'all for joining us today. What an awesome day it is. And for those of you who are at home, thank you for joining us for Yoga Sunday. Listen, this week is going to be full. There are a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. I know there are a lot of things happening with you. Thank you for keeping us lifted. Thank you for keeping us in prayer and in higher consciousness as we close today the Infinity Fellowship. And as you leave this world into a world that awaits your light, I invite you to recognize that all of us are truly divinely connected. I want to personally say thank you to each and every one of you who has issued a text, issued an email, sent a Facebook like, sent an instant message, sent something to the Infinity site, sent a card here to the fellowship in the transition of our Queen Mother Catherine Hayes' car. Listen, there's a lot to come on that. We're preparing her rituals and her ceremonies. In the meantime, just keep loving, because that's what she did. And we're so blessed that we're able to come together as a fellowship around this moment to celebrate. And I wanted you to know on behalf of the entire Carr family, we're ever grateful to you for your love. Stay up with us. Keep us lifted as we keep you lifted in divine love. We speak today that the peace of God, that the love of the cosmos, the energy of the ancestors rest, rule, and abide with you from this moment forward. Let us all say together, Amen, Amen, Hotep, Shalom, Namaste, Ashe. Till we teach you next week, we'll see you special fifth Sunday. Can't wait to tell you about that. But we'll be right here, online, Facebook and YouTube. Till I talk to you again, this has been Reverend Jeff Obafemikar with the Infinity Fellowship, reminding you that you are loved, and that's a fact you cannot change. Peace, blessings, and power. Y'all have a good one.